some June. So here I started in the summer. I always, no matter what method I'm using to record for my garden, I always kind of fall off on the actual recording, what I want to do. Like, I want to record more, but here I had made myself lists and I just ended up sticking them in here instead of writing them out. I did that. More notes. I had this page blank, so I just made a note. Maybe I should add pictures. Okay, this was supposed to be a summer collage and summer tasks, and I was just so busy I didn't end up making the list or the collage. So there you go. That's a bullet journal fail, but that's okay. July, I ended up sticking lists in here again. I did note that the scabious started to bloom on July 4th, so that's good. Okay. August, what I started doing, because I think here with these lists on the sticky notes, I was afraid to write the lists in the actual journal. I was instead writing like what I had already done instead of what I had to do. And I think in August I just started to write to-do lists in the journal, which I think I'll continue to do this next year. It ended up working a little bit better for me. And so I wrote a to-do and the date, and then I could check things off. I think I did some of these things, but anyway, they might not have gotten done that day. Then if I need to make a new to-do list, I can always rewrite things, and then I'll know like when I did them. I did note some harvesting notes here. So the pages I made earlier for noting when like berry and orchard fruits were flowering and fruiting, I may just leave, I'm probably just going to leave more space in the month pages here to record that kind of thing. And I think that might work out better. And then I can always also write them in these front pages here, like a note. I actually noted here, honeyberry starting to bloom. So I had made a list of my bulb order and I just taped it in here so I remembered what I ordered and where I wanted to put it. So this was really helpful. I'm glad I did that because I may not have remembered where I was intending to put which bulbs. For fall, I decided to print out these pictures, and these are not mine. I found them online, and do like a collage-y page. Got back in like a crafty, using my journal mode again. You can see it kind of ebbs and flows with the season. And September tasks, I used these stickers. And this is when I started doing weekly lists, weekly to-do lists, and this was a really good method, and I should continue this into this next year because it gives me the whole week to do what's on the list, and then here, like I moved these down here. Right? So there we go. And more notes on a potato harvest. In October. Then I don't know if I have, this is putting the garden to bed. So this was much like my bed prep list, but I had less time. So I just did it in pencil really fast. List on the east side, which is the orchard side of the house, and the potager of what I wanted to get done. I think I did more of this than I've checked off, but again, didn't get to as much as I wanted. And then this was my list for bulb planting that I could check off. I did plant my garlic, so I should check that off. But yeah, so this was just to keep me on track and help me stay organized. I divided my big areas of planting into 50 bulbs each, so it seemed more manageable. And I actually did this all in 1 week, which was a lot of work, and I was very sore. I do have November in here, and just a few more notes. Yeah. When did we have snow? I should have noted that. We had snow at some point in November. I think it was more towards the end. But might have been in the middle. I made sure to, I knew it was coming. And so I was able to get all the bulbs in and my garlic and everything. And we did prep most of the raised beds have been mostly cleaned out. I left some stuff purposely and straw on them. So that is good. And then I just started making random notes back here. Some things about next year. A family member brought up that I needed a greenhouse. And I do really want a greenhouse, but I think it's a couple years away. But it kind of started me on a fixation on a greenhouse. So I started watching all things about it. I made some notes about what I might want in a greenhouse. But this is a way in the future project. And that's it. Now, there's quite a few pages back here. So honestly, I made some notes. I think this is for next year. Yeah, on what I want to do for next year, for next year's pages. So there's room back here for that. I'm going to try to prep more of the pages ahead of time so that they're ready to go, and then I'll just leave pages for more pages on each month for notes, and hopefully I'll use more of them. But I think if you had fewer of the introductory pages especially, you could use, or especially if you have a smaller garden too, you could use a lot less pages and maybe get this journal to last for 2 years or 3, depending on, because so you can see I used 99 pages in here. I want to say it's 160, but I'm not 100% sure on that. I do have some extra pages back here. There's just some like sticky note thoughts. I think these are some quotes I was thinking of using. Oh, and I did back here, I did a grid spacing page and colors. I didn't really refer to this though, so, but again, it was my first bullet journal, and so I was playing with some of my things that I got to bullet journal. These are just, again, I mentioned earlier, I got random extra pages from Archer and Olive, and so I just tore some out occasionally to use to do sketches. And they're just living back here for right now, and they might move with me. I might redraw them. We'll see how it goes. And then there's a handy pocket back here. So I was sticking plants tags in here during the season, although they've moved somewhere else. But I have random, like this was ideas, random notes back here on different things. You can see, you could probably actually, this was a to-do list plant. I could probably actually go through and recycle some of these. But I also had, this was my seed starting for this year, and I've actually looked over it. I'm gonna redo, I just tweak it each year. So I made notes, and I've been working on going through and retooling that on my computer. I have it's a Google Doc. Same thing with garden bed prep. Let's see. This is more random notes on that. And then, okay, so I had made this document on a year in the orchard and garden, and I had for each, it's divided by season and month, and so for January, February together, but most things is divided by month. It has like a to-do list and then specifics for 2022, and so this is what I used actually. You can see spring here. When I was going and making my to-do list pages for the seasons and for the months, I was referring back to this. And I'm gonna, again, I haven't yet, but I need to go through this and see, kind of adjust the lists. And this is compiled from different things, including, well, past years, just my thoughts on what I need to do, the seed starting schedule and transplanting schedule, but also I love Michael Phillips' Holistic Orchard book, so I kind of went through that, and a lot of the orchard notes are in here. Now I haven't been as good as following all those things like the holistic spray as I want to be, but it's nice to know approximately when I need to do those things in here. So that is how I've used my bullet journal as a garden journal. Hopefully this was inspiring to you. I'm going to be making some more videos, at least one more video on setting up some of my pages in my 2023 garden bullet journal, so I will share that as well. Go ahead and click the thumbs up if you like this video so that YouTube and I can know that you liked it. Comment below if you have any questions or comments, or you want to see more of these kind of videos. And until then, friends, happy gardening.